Hey guys, for you guys who are new to me, my name is Sarah Tugender, and I am a international healthcare consultant. I can say that because I'll tell you about something I did that was big and different in 2019. Mom of two, wife of one, my husband Dan, been married now for 7 years and had a really great celebration doing that. And you are joining me live here on New Year's Day from my office that I just cleaned. It's not quite perfect, but it's almost there. And I wanted to come to you and just tell you a little bit about my reflection on 2018, what I'm looking for 2019, and how I do a little bit of goal setting and my goal setting process. So I have already sat down and done my goals, done a reflection on 2018, but there was one piece of the process business-wise that I wanted to do live with you guys to show you, and then I'll also give you a link so you can see the document that I use that I'm going to go through, and you can do it for yourself. And if you want to share it back with me, that would be great, because I think accountability is also so huge. And there is nothing more accountable than going live on Facebook, right? So New Year's Day, just thought it would be really fun to come to you and show you this goal setting process. This is now the second year that I've done this particular process. It's not the second time that I have set goals, of course. Every year just keeps getting bigger and bigger and better for me, it seems like. And just when I think that, you know, how can this get any better? How can anything else just be any more spectacular or amazing? 2018, personally, I had 2 milestone events. I had my daughter Ella turn 5 years old, 1 full hand, and my son Brody turn 1, which is so huge. And they are just the reason that I do everything that I do professionally, personally. They're my reason for getting up every single morning and staying up late, burning the candles on both ends, right, as a mom. And the reason why I am so committed to my goals, because we have such big things that we want to do. And I really feel like for me, 2018 was all about manifestation. It was all about visualizing things. My dream board, things came true on that dream board that I wasn't really sure how they were going to come true. But I did find that it was one big transition, especially having 2 really active little kids, especially Brody going through, you know, all the different phases of being a toddler, going through and coming into his own independence with crawling and walking and eating and talking. And it was really hard to have a consistent schedule. And so for 2019, my word is going to be purposeful. I always have had a purpose, so it's not necessarily that I need a purpose, because I have that purpose that I've been working for years, but it's being purposeful with every moment, having a little bit more structure now that I have the stability with my family, and creating more stability, I think, with my schedule, more predictability, more purposeful in when I get up every single morning and what I'm going to do, what that day is going to look like, and executing that, where, you know, before it would just be like, if I could get this stuff done, I will try my best. So, you know, I think that New Year's Day, it's just, I anchor it. I mean, I don't think it's, for me, a lot of people set goals on New Year's, and some of them, they don't end up keeping, right? How many of you guys can agree that you've tried to lose weight, or you've tried to say, I'm going to sleep more, I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to make more money, I'm going to do the things in my business that I always knew that I was supposed to be doing, right? How many of you guys have done that and then maybe haven't hit those goals, right? Yeah, I mean, I have too. There's certainly some things that I said in 2018 that just didn't make sense as the year kind of played out. And there's things that I'm even declaring, you know, at the beginning of 2019 that I want to do differently. But I do think it's important to sit back and reflect and see, you know, what worked well. It's really about recalibrating to say, when I set out, how did I do with those goals? And where do I need to shift things? Where do I need to shift my attention? Where do I need to shift my focus? So I do think it's important to find some time. And I don't think you should just do it in the start of every new year. I think you should do it the start of every week, the start of every day, the start of every month, the start of every quarter. You know, you should go back to the same plan, the same playbook, if you will. I was talking to one of my friends, Shannon, the other day, and she made an analogy about, you know, planning and goals in business related to professional football, that, you know, there's a lot of coaches out there and they all have different playbooks, and a lot of them do really well, right? This is professional football. But if the whole team was running, you know, from a different playbook, if you were running in one game from different playbooks, you would never really make those plays, right? And so I think you just need to stick to one thing, stick to one plan, stick to one set of goals as well. I think that's really important. And I think people, they don't then review their goals. They'll just write it down. And that's not also what you need to do. So we're going to need to change some things if we want things to be different. We're going to need to change really more the way that we're going to be. What does that really mean? Well, we need to change how we show up every single day. We need to change those daily activities. Let's just go back to, you know, getting healthy and losing weight, because that's a huge goal. And you know, a lot of us here, right, we consider ourselves in the healthcare industry. And, you know, so we're talking a lot about weight loss. That's going to continue. You're going to hear me talk about weight loss a lot in January and February as we come more into that season of weight loss. And how many people say, I'm going to lose weight? But what does their refrigerator look like right now? Does their refrigerator look like the refrigerator of a healthy person? What's their pantry look like? What's their grocery store list look like? Yeah, I'm sorry. You cannot buy Entenmann's cake and have that on the list if you want to lose weight and be healthy. You can't, you know, forget to order things like salad and vegetables and whole grains and stock your fridge and pantry with those things if you want to be healthy. So it's one thing just saying, you know, and you can't sit there and will yourself to health. You have to be a healthy person. Same thing with business. You can't just, you know, have those mantras, right? If it was true, Think and Grow Rich, if everyone who just read that book sat there and thought about it and grew rich, we'd all be rich. A lot of us have read the book, right? Have you read the book? Are you rich yet? And, you know, so that's not it either. It's about being someone that is successful in business, being someone who, you know, has whatever you're looking for. Maybe it's a little bit more time freedom. Maybe it's some flexibility. Maybe it's that extra income, you know, whatever it is. So the first thing I like to do when I goal set, and I have a pen and a piece of paper because I might write some things down as they come to me, is I like to imagine it's December 31st, 2019, last day of the year, and we're looking back and reflecting, you know, a year from now already, and what went well. And it was perfect. It was a huge success, but what made it successful? And what happened in order for you to call this year a success? Whew, that's awesome. That right there really has you pare things down. Is it an income goal that made it successful? For me, it's going to be time and time structure. If I can get some time back, I know for 2019, I'm going to say, it was totally successful. It was perfect. It was a huge success if I can transition into that. So what is it? I mean, because if you can just think of that one thing, what made it perfect for you? And the other thing I like to do is to identify a total annual revenue goal. And what's the number you'd go for if you could not fail? I haven't done this yet, so I'm going to write down my answer. If I knew I could not fail, how much money would I make in 2019? But what is the minimum amount to call it a win? And what's that number? Now we have really a range. You know, so I like that because it's like, dream big. And I have a friend and she says, how much money could you tolerate? And she'll go through, and this is just for someone paying you. Could you tolerate someone paying you $50,000? Could you tolerate someone paying you $100,000? When do you start getting uncomfortable? 150? What about $250,000? $250,000. Let's double that. What about $500,000? How about $1 million? And then it gets to be funny because she'll say, well, all right, let's settle on, we'll just go on 6 figures because a lot of people, that's like the benchmark, right? 6 figures, $100,000. Could you tolerate $100,000? What if someone paid you that for a year's worth of work? What if someone paid you $100,000 for a month's worth of work? How about a day's worth of work? How about just a few hours? Or how about just a one-time thing? You know, didn't this year I wish I knew the figure off the top of my head, maybe someone could help me, but this year a painting sold, and it was like the highest sold painting in the world, in history, right? I forget what it sold for by, you know, a living artist. I think that's what it was. And it was like, you know, does that open up your mind of possibility when you hear what people will pay for things? Or there are artists out there today saying, wow, I'm struggling trying to, you know, sell my art on the street for $5, right? So now if we think about those revenue goals, what did you do differently? What did you do differently to create this? And answer in past tense. And I know for me, you know, I'm kind of scrambling by the end of the day to get everything done. I'm staying up late. I'm working at funny hours. So for me, what I did differently is I'm going to have more of a purposeful day. Every hour is going to be a little bit more purposeful, so I'm not, you know, staying up late, finishing my projects, working nights and weekends if I don't want to. Sure, I can if I have to, if I want to. There's things that I love to do, right? Who would have thought I would want to go live, you know, on a holiday, New Year's Day, but I really did want to. So what did you let go of to create these results? So 2019 for me is letting go of, you know, just being haphazard. I'm an entrepreneur, and I love being an entrepreneur, and I love being, you know, independent, and I love just the way that my schedule can be. But, you know, sometimes I kind of forget that discipline is nice, especially for kids, especially as Brody kind of comes into being a toddler. Kids like to have that kind of structure. I crave it. You know, I thought about a lot in 2018, you know, other times when I was successful. I was really successful. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I was a scholarship recipient to college, and I did that for academics, and I did that for volunteerism and community service. And that took a lot of discipline. You know, there were a lot of times when I said, you know what, it's Wednesday night, therefore I have swim practice, and on Thursday nights I do this, and, you know, every day, right, I kind of had that school day success, and I really want to go back to that. So I'm going to let go of, you know, just writing something down on a piece of paper, this is what I have to do today, my to-do list, and kind of waiting until the end. Okay? All right, Glass Daddy. Glass Daddy. I know. It's always, she's here. She's here. I know, I can't help you now. I'll help you in 5 minutes. Miss Ella, let me finish this, okay, babe? No. Okay, all right. I can't do this right now. Thank you. See, this is all about being purposeful. Oh, she always makes her cameo, right? So it's, you know, letting go of things. And so in my process, I also like to look at, you know, the past 12 months, what did I love doing and what made me progress? And shooting videos. You're going to see me do a lot more videos in 2019, a lot more group coaching in 2019, because I found that when I could create that kind of synergy, when I could create a group that was all rowing in the same direction, that really helped and helped me progress. I love doing that, and I love getting people together who are like-minded. I really think I am a business matchmaker in that way. So what did you love doing? What was amazing these past 12 months? What, you know, when you were in your zone of genius, what did that look like? What were you doing? And how could you incorporate more of what you're doing differently into the next 12 months? What you want to do differently. How can you incorporate more of that? What's going to give you the space to be able to do so? Now we have to also look back at, where we need to recalibrate. So what missed opportunities or what ideas could you implement in 2019 that you weren't able to in 2018? For me, it was some groups. It was doing more videos live. More of what I said. I think I missed a lot of opportunities trying to be perfect, saying, my hair is not washed today. I have some clutter on my desk. I'm not sure if Ella's going to walk into this live broadcast or not. So I'm not going to do any more of that. I'm just going to say, it doesn't matter. It'll be imperfectly perfect. It'll be imperfectly perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. But what could you do to not experience the unwanted activities and experiences in 2019? And so for me, it's just getting a little bit more structure, a little bit more help with the kids. And that's my action plan. I have an action plan for business too. I have an action plan about how I'm going to be. The same way that if I was having a weight loss goal for 2019, I was going to make sure I have a shopping list that I'm sticking to. I would stock my refrigerator. That's what I have for business right now. I have right now my business refrigerator stocked with everything that I need. I have a coach. I have a plan. I have some parameters. I have everything that I need for 2019. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our high total revenue goal. I might need a calculator for this. And divide it by 4. So that's going to be what we want to make every single quarter. All right? And then what we're going to do is just focus on the next quarter. Just focusing on quarter 1 and breaking it down. What do you need to do quarter 1 to make things happen? What are your weekly tasks? What are your daily tasks? Get your schedule. How many of you guys have worked with me and I've said, the next time we talk, I want to know what your schedule is? Yeah, I've said that to you. I've given you that as homework before. I'm really excited to grow with you guys. Yeah, no, I know you guys are saying that you love the Zooms that we did and more group coaching, and we're just going to definitely do more of that. And, I'm a big fan. I'll probably share my schedule with you because I think it's going to be important. You're going to see more newsletters from me. You're going to see me, come through and, show you different things like about my process and my schedule and how I launch things and how I organize myself, because I think this is all really helpful. And I think that a lot of us, right, are struggling with things like how and when do we fit in the social media? How and when do we fit in the, customer care? We want to give our clients, we want to give the people we serve really a VIP experience, right? And so how do we bring that VIP experience? How do we just not say, oh, I think I should run a special. Let me whip one off. Instead, be more purposeful about it. Make it so people know when they're going to hear from you. And when you're going to sit down and batch your work, because I think batching work is so important. And so what kind of daily and weekly tasks are you going to do to make that happen? If you guys liked that, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts and love. Let me know if this is helpful for you. I have a document that I got from my coach that I'm going to post for you guys that I kind of cleaned up a little bit, that I am going to be able to help you.
All by myself.
Thanks, babe. That I am going to be able to show you and help you to have this, everything that I just went out verbally. So if you're a pen and paper type of person and you want to fill it out, if you want to send it back to me, please do. Upload it to your Dropbox and send me the link. Send it to me in a direct message. Send it to me in an email. Send it to me by carrier pigeons. However, you think you want to get it to me, that's fine. I'd love to, review it, post it back here in the group. Make it so it's accountable. Go live on your Facebook page with your 2019 plan, and then give us the link so we can see it, how you went live and you were publicly accountable. I think that's the best way to be able to do that. The other thing is that I know for 2019, one thing that I definitely need to do differently, starting, you know, I've already started this, put the ball in motion, but I'm going to continue on, is mindset. Because like I said, I think that being a different type of person, changing how I show up is the biggest thing you can do. You know, you can't just say, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to go on a diet, I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to sleep more, I'm going to prospect more, I'm going to grow my business, I'm going to put the right team in place, I'm going to cultivate that team, love on that team, find all the right pieces. You can't just say you're going to do it. You have to show up and be a different person. I think without mindset coaching and training, if you're interested in at all in that, just let me know. I'll point you into the direction of some books and some audios and some resources and things that I've been working with, if that's something you're interested in. But today was all about goal setting, so I'm going to give you the link to my imperfectly perfect action Word document that you can print out and you can use to do some 2019 goal setting. I'm just really excited to share my journey with you in the next 12 months, to show you the big things that we do have planned, where I am going to be able to help and work with more people around the country in such a different way, without doing as much travel away from my kids, or traveling more purposefully when I need to. That's going to be a big thing for me. I was reflecting back on just how many times I hopped on an airplane. Probably won't be any less, but I want to be a little bit more purposeful in the trips that I take, the people that I work with, the people that I spend my time with, because I think that there's so much I can do in group coaching just like this and coming to you guys in this way. So please do share your 2019 plans. Share them with us. Share them here below. And in a little bit, I will post that link so you have that. And let's all just be successful. Let's show up and be different in 2019. Do more of what made us successful in 2018. Change some things, change the structure. And I hope this is helpful for all of you. Have a healthy, happy, and blessed new year.